So Eeks is a nickname I got from NID. Eeks, people from NID call me Eeks. My contemporaries, my friends, and Eeks the dinosaur was the basic idea behind Eeksaurus. So it is another word of another name for me in that sense. You know, it's a species of these sort of creatures, Eeksaurus. In Hindi, it also means Eeks or us. It stands for Eeks and us. You know.
There are lots of plays. To get a project itself is like very difficult, especially now in the COVID time. Lots of the projects got cancelled. But the thing is, to fit it in that time frame and the budget, we had to do lots of templatized and to manage the pressure. So you know, so we all look at people like you with a lot of envy. In one of the projects, I showed your work as a reference. Please try drawing these kind of eyes and right, stealing.
No, see, my drawings and all, Ashish, are so quickly done that I mean, they are very scribbly and very sketchy, the kind of things that I do. So,
but the beauty of it is like, you know, the movement we feel. Sorry to interrupt, but the movement we feel in those still pictures. The way Doof, you know, a dog is sitting along with you in the same pose as you are. So it's so, you know,
it's just that it's very spontaneous and it's very true. So that comes into the picture. So it's not imitated too much. That is, that's why it is probably appealing to everyone.
That's what we were talking about the other day when I was talking to Sajivji. So, I mean, I did not refer anything about you, but it happened like, you know, quickly he said, you know, I do this, but you should see works of Suresh. So he's my neighbor.
And the thought Eriyatana, India Adiprashastana, animator, Suresh Eriyat Amsina. The Aniana and the Ilvasiana. Suresh would have wondered Bombay.
Okay.
They the studio Eeksaurus and other studio. Other than the Dandabu Shitrangalke Nuril Param International Award. They him Ala Malsrangal International Jury. The Fisherwoman and the Tuk and took Pinevero Nudid. Other native award. Tokri. Tokri ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ രണ്ട് ചിത്രങ്ങളാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ അവാർഡിന് അർഹമായിട്ടുള്ളത്. ക്ലേ അനിമേഷൻ ആണ്. കുറേയധികം സമയമെടുക്കുന്ന അനിമേഷൻ ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തെ പോലെ ഒരു പ്രഗത്ഭൻ എന്റെ പരിസരത്തുണ്ട്. സിനിമ സംബന്ധിയായിട്ടുള്ള വേറൊരു സൈഡ് വർത്തമാനാണ് നീ ഇപ്പൊ പറഞ്ഞത്.
Sajeevan is an amazing character. I mean, he's got so much of wealth of reading. You know, he's got so many stories. He's so well read, and his language, the flow of words is amazing. The way he writes, I've been insisting that he should write some books along with his drawings. You know, it will be amazing, just on simple topics around here. He's really amazing.
Yeah, and you rightly said the kind of words he used. I got my daughter, so she was picking some. I got her to watch Sajivji's conversation a couple of times. So she was using words like dharalam, asadharanam, and all in between, which are not very common when we talk in Malayalam in our day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
That influential.
He speaks very well. It's all a lot of reading.
Right. About your hiring process, I very keen to know as in how do you hire people? What qualities you looking for? Even if they are graphic designers or copy content writers.
See, we always look at the creative spark in the person. Many times when people apply for the jobs, one of the things that put me off, I'll tell you very honestly, is when they come to meet me for an interview without knowing anything about our work, and they're coming to apply for it. That itself is a put off for me, because you just want a job somehow. You are not interested where you're going to work, what sort of work are you going to do. That sort of naiveness is something that I cannot understand in people. It's happened many times. People who come for creative as well as marketing, they have no idea what and they have applied and they've come. For me, if a person has a creative spark in them, and I also look at the temperament. If the person is has a bit of creative restlessness, but it's not a short innings player. Like we don't really look at 2020 players unless until we are working on a project and we need contract. We are looking at innings, long innings with us, because that's how a person also becomes a better individual, better team player, etc., etc. So I look at all these things separate, other than great work. Great work is the first criterion. If your work is not like really something that you are proud of, and that and you have so much of love into that work. If I don't see that passion, I'm not interested in it. And it shows, Ashish. It just shows when you see somebody's work. It just shows how much of passion that person is putting into that. So it's not something that's like a rocket science. I mean, just go through somebody's work and you just feel it is so good. That is the differentiator. So my hiring process is just that. Our team will give them tests and other things, because people also fake a lot of portfolios and stuff. People send fake portfolios. So we give a test. Once our test is done, we get a clear notion of how the person works on an assignment. This is very true. All our creative team thing. And also time commitments. If somebody says that there's an interview at 11 and if the person lands up later, then I feel that there is a habit of fluctuation with that. That also something that we tell the person that commitments are, because we all work on timeline, strict timelines. One can understand overlaps and all those things, but you cannot be careless about it. These are the few things. I think everybody follows a few criterion like that.
So what I noticed about Eeksaurus at that time when I spotted was you were inviting people who have creative stuffs. If you have ideas, come over. We will help you materialize on executing those. So is that still open? And if so, what are the things that you are inviting?
No, that is an incubation project thing where we look at people who have number one great skill to do their own films. That's only in animation. We mentor them. We produce their projects. So they will be director of the project, and they will be creating a film for Eeksaurus with their idea, along with our inputs, with our backing, with our professional teams working with them on music and sound and all those areas, with our team assisting them or guiding them throughout. So it's almost like a fellowship sort of a thing where they get to work in Studio Eeksaurus and create a film, but it will be mostly done by them alone. So it sometimes takes 1 year, that sort of a thing. So we'll support them with their monthly remuneration and whatever is required for the project.
Okay. So they work in your
It's
facility?
an incubation thing. Yeah, they work in our facility. We haven't yet figured out now with the COVID and all those things. Maybe we'll try and see if this can be done offshore also, like, without being in the line sort of working. It's possible. We are checking it out. But currently we just finished one project like that. So we are looking for more candidates who can join that sort of thing. But yeah, the skill is a must. They have to work on their own.
Yeah.
It's basically to create more interest in filmmakers to continue making films. So to nurture that craft of filmmaking, because what happens, especially with NID graduates and all, they go into more lucrative professional lines, leading filmmaking. They are great who work if they spend some time into that area, but they kind of stray away. What I was trying to say is that it's mainly for design graduates, like people who get out of NID, who have done great animation courses. They will not pursue making films because they would go for lucrative jobs in multinational companies and whatever. If they don't get to make their own films, or they will not be even inspired to do something like that, because making your own films don't pay much. What it does is you get a film which is something that you will have to struggle to get. So we encourage people to continue that pursuit of films. We are sowing seeds.
One thing we definitely want to talk about is Fisherwoman and Tuk Tuk and Tokri.